Jack London, The Little Lady of the Big House, Part 62. And Swinburne, Aaron demanded with a significance that tokened former arguments. He says Offenbach was the forerunner of Arthur Sullivan, Paula cried chillingly, and that Auber was before Offenbach. And as for Wagner, just ask him. And she slipped away, leaving Graham to his fate. He watched her perfect knee lift on her draperies as she crossed to Mrs. Mason and set about arranging bridge quarters, while dimly he could hear Terence beginning. It is agreed that music was the basis of inspiration of all the arts of the Greeks. Later, when the two sages were obliviously engrossed in a heated battle as to whether Berlioz or Beethoven had exposited in their compositions the deeper intellect, Graham managed his escape. Clearly, his goal was to find his hostess again, but she had joined two of the girls in the whispering, giggling seclusiveness of one of the big chairs, and most of the company being deep in bridge, Graham found himself drifted into a group composed of Dick Forrest, Mr. Womble, Dar Hayal, and the correspondent of the Breeders' Gazette. "I'm sorry you won't be able to run over with me," Dick was saying to the correspondent. "It would mean only one more day. I'll take you tomorrow." "Sorry," was the reply, "but I must make Santa Rosa. Burbank has promised me particularly a whole morning, and you know what that means. Yet I know the Gazette would be glad for an account of the experiment." "Can't you outline it briefly, just briefly? Here's Mr. Graham. It will interest him, I'm sure." "More waterworks?" Graham queried. "No, an asinine attempt to make good farmers out of hopelessly poor ones," Mr. Womble answered. "I contend that any farmer today who has no land of his own proves by his lack of it that he is an efficient farmer." "Oh, the contrary," spoke up Dale Hyle, waving his slender Asiatic fingers in the air to emphasize his remarks. "Quite on the contrary. Times have changed. Efficiency no longer implies the possession of capital. It is a splendid experiment and heroic experiment, and it will succeed." "What is it, Dick?" Graham urged. "Tell us." "Oh, nothing, just a white chip on the table," Forrest answered lightly. "Most likely it will never come to anything. Although just the same I have my hopes." "A white chip," Womble broke in. 5,000 acres of prime valley land, all for a lot of failures to batten on, to farm, if you please, on salary, with food thrown in." "The food that is grown on the land only," Dick corrected. "Now I will have to put it straight. I've set aside 5,000 acres midway between here and the Sacramento River. Think of the alfalfa it grew and that you need," Womble again interrupted.